Worldwide Hippies presents Hippie News and Stuff with Winston Smith and the Worldwide Hippies News Team.
Welcome to Hippie TV News and Stuff for the week of June 19th, brought to you by WorldwideHippies.com, your website for citizen news, commentary, and entertainment. WorldwideHippies.com is media by the people, for the people. I am Winston Smith. Freedom chopped down for firewood. Big Pharma blames hippies for drug abuse rise. Good cop, bad cop. The doc is standing his own ground. Instant karma files, our asshole of the weekend, more. Top story. Rise in elderly addicts reported by the National Institutes of Health last month. But the real story is how Big Pharma and corporate media groups that own them have conspired to spin the story and blame hippies for the rise in drug addiction by the elderly. An article syndicated to all 5 major media corporations by the Tribune News Corporation, including the LA Times and the Chicago Tribune, says that the rapid rise in baby boomer addicts can be linked directly to hippies.
I take off. Wow, I like this stuff.
That it was the hippies who came of age in the drug-fueled psychedelic 60s who were unable to face adulthood's pressures that now are returning to illicit medications as a common way to deal with anxiety, pain, and stress.
I'm one of the best drivers when I'm stoned.
He's a lousy driver.
Baby boomers are a hooked generation because they stumbled into seniorhood.
It just goes on and on and on.
Well, Worldwide Hippies actually read the National Institutes of Health report and found some interesting facts. First, the report was not on illegal drugs at all.
Blind monkey.
The study was on prescribed medications, and that study found that overprescribed sedatives such as Valium and Xanax are overwhelmingly driving the rates of elderly addictions. Elderly addictions are skyrocketing 37% between 2001 and 2011. Actual numbers of reported elderly seeking treatment for illegal drug addiction was actually a total of 412 last year for the whole United States.
Oh, that was good. Do you want to smoke?
National Institutes of Health survey showed that in 2010, 2.4 million people ages 50 to 59 said that they had abused prescribed prescription drugs within the past month. That's almost 3 times as many people as reported that behavior in 2002. So why blame hippies? Because they couldn't blame it on terrorism or make a reality show out of it.
This is good shit.
Well, the guy in this next video thought it would be amusing to kick down his neighbor's fence. See how he made out in this week's Instant Karma Files.
Down. Help me! Help!
People fucking amaze me. And up next, locked and loaded, it's my good friend, the Doc. We the only ones working this summer, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
Hey, hola, hippies. Winston, thank you for the kind words, Bugs. You know how we do. I know you all probably figure I've been over this ground extensively in the past, but still, if you want to know what really pisses old Woody off, it is this. When some well-heeled, glib, smug, privileged, powerful son of a bitch, standing apart, sneering at the people that we tolerate our own oppression. For example, here's FDR's earnest, sincere warning against the onset of fascism in the 1930s. He said, quote, "The liberty of a democracy is not safe if its people tolerate," there's that word, "the growth of private power to a point where it becomes stronger than the domestic state itself." Unquote. Tolerate the growth of private influence? Codswallop. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me that people don't actually tolerate shit. Tolerance implies choice. No one tolerates oppression. If you bear it, if you accept it, it's because you have no choice. And the people, you and me and we don't have any choice anymore, hippies. How are the people going to stop the oligarchs from taking over everything? From raping the commons, repealing civil rights, canceling health care, reducing services, when the whole system is designed to let them do just that and to help and assist and abet them in every detail. The chair of the House Banking Committee in 2010, some chuckle-headed, gap-toothed yokel with only one set of grandparents from down there in Mississippi or Alabama someplace, when he took over the committee, he declared that the mission of the committee was not to regulate banks, but to provide the greatest possible amount of assistance to them. I, for one, wish that, just one time, some of these pious, well-meaning, unctuous, public-spirited, rich, powerful, scolding bastards who get elected promising to protect average citizens, just once I want one of them to specify how, within or without the scope of the law and custom, the people, us, are supposed to resist the powers of privilege that are always trying to overturn public sovereignty and to dominate the state, and then offer to lead the movement. But no matter of their brave, hortatory, inspirational rhetoric, when it comes down to throwing the sons of bitches, money-grubbing, environment-raping, genetically modifying, shale-fracking, union-busting corporate capitalists out on their asses, our leaders, the so-called populists included, always seem to be on vacation or otherwise engaged. Well then, you say, we gotta change the system. But how, I ask? All legislative options are already foreclosed by the very people whose votes we would need to do anything legally. Electing better candidates? Well, 50% of the country proclaims an unshakable faith that dinosaurs and men trod the earth together, so I'm not optimistic. It seems to me that the only way to stop these sons of bitches is the old-fashioned way. We got to break out the tumbrils and the old donkeys and sharpen up that blade and round these sons of bitches up and shorten them all by about a foot. Top down. If there were some other less gruesome solution, some other way to prevent the unscrupulous psychopaths from amassing dangerously huge fortunes and using and abusing them to gang rape the polis, well, I'd prefer that, of course. But none immediately recommends itself, so it seems to me we are left with but one expedient, and that is off with their fucking heads. This, of course, would be wrong. I know that. But what are the options? You cannot buy sovereignty back because they own all the money. They have all the voting stock. They own the Congress, the White House, the cops, the courts, the prisons, the military. They own the highways, the phone system, the cables, and the media, and all the rest of the entire civic infrastructure. All of it belongs to them, lock, stock, and barrel. The last time the system changed as radically as is required here, it was called the Civil War, and after and because of it, the American economy switched almost overnight from chattel slavery and agrarianism to wage slave industrialism. So now what are we supposed to do? Well, I'll tell you. You tolerate it is what you do. Because if you don't, they'll kill you, hippies, or make you wish you were dead. See you at the beach. On that happy note, back to you in Hippie Central, Winstone.
Thanks, Doc. By the way, Janet Napolitano said I could have the top bunk. Now it's time for good cop, bad cop. Not all LA cops are hippie-bashing corporate tools for the one percenters. Meet Los Angeles Police Department's Gus Martinez. He rode 25 hours on a Ferris wheel to raise money for the Special Olympics, breaking the previous world record by 30 minutes. Gus was periodically joined in the Ferris wheel gondola by his 23-year-old son Jason, who has Down syndrome. Beyond just raising funds, they both are trying to raise awareness for the Special Olympics in Southern California. Los Angeles Police Department's Gus Martinez, good cop, good man. Now meet bad cop, Travis County Sheriff's Deputy Darren Jennings. He destroys evidence and an appellate court says that's just fine. When Mark Lee Martin wanted to defend himself against charges filed in the wake of an August 29th traffic stop, he was told no video was available. Travis County patrol cars have dash cams that are automatically activated when an officer turns on his emergency lights. Department policy states that all video must automatically be saved for 30 days. Well, within less than 2 weeks after the incident, Martin's attorney formally requested that the department preserve the video evidence from the stop, but that was not done. Bad cop Travis County Sheriff's Deputy Darren Jennings said, since I didn't put it in my report, it wasn't preserved because I didn't believe it had any type of evidential value. Martin's attorney claimed the officer intentionally destroyed the video and thereby put exculpatory evidence as far as the search is concerned or evidence favorable to the accused out of the reach of the accused. We feel that for no other reason the search is invalid and any evidence found as a result of that search should be suppressed. Seems simple, doesn't it? Well, Justice Bob Pemberton wrote, the United States Supreme Court has held that unless a criminal defendant can show bad faith on the part of the police, failure to preserve potentially useful evidence does not constitute a denial of due process of law. The court found no evidence of bad faith because the officer himself testified that he had no clue as to whether there even was a recording made. Where is the rule of law in the United States? I have no fucking clue. Travis County Sheriff's Deputy Darren Jennings, liar and criminal and bad cop and bad person. And this. Tremaine Albright has spent a lot of time and money to build and renovate this treehouse along the Kootenai River in Boners Ferry, Idaho. Tremaine made sure to purchase a special variance exemption back in 2003 so he could build the treehouse. The variance exception was permanent, or so Tremaine thought. Now the Army Corps of Engineers says the house is too close to the water levee in the river and could damage the levee if the tree were to collapse, even though the Army Corps of Engineers said it was just fine when they inspected it in 2007. The city of Bonners Ferry agrees with Tremaine Albright. The tree is healthy, would not damage the levee even if it were to fall, and actually the root system strengthens the levee. But the Army Corps of Engineers says the house must be torn down anyway or the city will lose more than $128,000 in federal funding. So the city of Bonners Ferry has told Tremaine Albright, too fucking bad, and the Army Corps of Engineers cut down the treehouse June 15th. I still feel like this is just an action of big government, Tremaine said. We were totally helpless. Yes, Tremaine, welcome to the 99%. Oh, here it's time for Worldwide Hippies Asshole of the Week. And this week it goes to Deschutes County Circuit Judge A. Michael Alder, woman hater, alleged bribe-taking, corrupt judge, and rapist enabler. His ruling in Oregon ordered a young woman's Google searches turned over to the man accused of beating and raping her. Deschutes County Circuit Judge A. Michael Alder, woman hater, alleged kitten choker, and rapist enabler. His broad ruling is hugely disturbing, unprecedented in Oregon, and extremely rare in the nation, said Meg Garvin, director of the National Crime Victims Law Institute. Deschutes County Circuit Judge A. Michael Alder, woman hater, alleged gerbil roaster, and rapist enabler, doesn't worry about the standard it could set, even though such orders could discourage rape victims from pressing charges out of fear that their attackers will gain an invasive window into their thoughts via all the information they've queried on their personal computers. But subjecting rape victims to re-victimization by the system seems to be the intentions of Deschutes County Circuit Judge A. Michael Alder, woman hater, alleged puppy stamper, and rapist enabler. The case at issue involves a 23-year-old woman who met Thomas Harry Bray through a dating site. On their first date, they met for a drink, then headed to Bray's downtown Bend condo, where the woman says Bray choked her, beat her, and raped her over the course of hours. She reported the incident to police and went to the hospital for medical treatment and a rape exam. Bray was arrested and 2 days later charged with rape, strangulation, and assault. He hired prominent Portland defense attorney Stephen Howes, who intends on acquiring a laundry list of information from Google, in the hopes that some embarrassing information, not necessarily related to the case, but embarrassing enough to have the charges dropped by the woman. All of the woman's Google searches, the results, the website she visited, and her email, and the 5 weeks before and after the alleged rape should do it, he allegedly said. Fortunately, Deschutes County District Attorney Patrick Flaherty told Deschutes County Circuit Judge A. Michael Alder, woman hater, alleged old lady slapper, and rapist enabler that he won't abide by the judge's order. He told Deschutes County Circuit Judge A. Michael Alder, woman hater, alleged booger eater, earwax hoarder, and rapist enabler that he would need a search warrant to do so. And he can do that only if he believes it would further his office's criminal investigation into the case. And he doesn't. But for trying to use your official position to intimidate a rape survivor into dropping charges, you, Deschutes County Circuit Judge A. Michael Alder, woman hater, alleged robber of children's candy, and rapist enabler, are Worldwide Hippies asshole. Well, that's it for this week. Please share our show far and wide. And if you can, show your support for citizen journalism by making a donation on Worldwide Hippies or purchase something from our store. We have our own book, bumper stickers, t-shirts, moonbeams in a jar, 2 sizes, glow in the dark. Or just make a donation right on the site so that we can keep up the howl for peace and justice. And you will see us here next Monday.